TalkMan Radio Fantasy Football Podcast. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the third episode in the preseason of the TalkMan Radio Fantasy Football Podcast. Today, we are going to talk about stats, specifically running back stats, and how to find sleepers and who to look for when you're drafting running backs, especially late. Everybody knows who's going in the first couple of rounds, but we're going to get a little more into it. We're going to show you how I find my stats and how I put them together to find guys in the later rounds. So we're going to go over that today. We're also going to talk about a question that came up to me a few times this week, talking to a couple of fantasy football buddies of mine, running backs. And we'll get into that later. If you want to skip ahead, go back to the beginning. You will see the timestamps as to when I start talking about this, the next point, and the last point. Go back if you want to. So before we get into this year's, I'm going to show you 2017. This is what I used for the draft last year. On the far left, you see coaches. These are all the teams with new coaches, new offensive coordinators. I didn't go that far this year. I went with the new coaches this year. The next is the rushing offense, where they ranked, how many yards they got. The next is the attempts, how many attempts it took to get those yards. And then the third part is the yards per carry, which denotes a decent offensive line, at least one player, like Cleveland, down there, 4.9, they have Joe Thomas, who's not there this year. So you get a kind of a feel of, okay, these are the teams that run the ball well, and when you get towards the bottom, yeah, these are the teams that do not run the ball as well. And then a few notes on the side, who are the starters, who they have, what lines are good, who's injured, blah, blah, blah. So this is just a pretty basic look at how I put all the running stats in order. Now let's get to this year. So this is what we have for 2018. Let's take a look. We're going to go down this side. These are the number one offenses. As you can see, a lot of the top rushing offenses did not get a head coach makeover until you get down to 15. Then you get to Tennessee. And head coach, a defensive head coach, which means probably going to run the ball. Defensive coaches tend to do that. And I know he's from Houston, but I just put from New England because they're all from New England. And we have this guy. Chicago's got the offensive head coach. He's a quarterback guy from Kansas City. Here we go with this. Another Indy. Got their guy from... Oh, yeah, they got the guy from Philly. And keep going. Oakland. They got Gruden. And they got Giants got a new head coach. The guy from Minnesota. And the head coach for Arizona was the defense coordinator of Carolina. And the head coach for Detroit was New England. Now, here's what I want to show you. Okay, we got some New Englands, a Kansas City, a Philly, a Minnesota, a Carolina, and a New England. Now, these are the rushing yards. Philly, up there in the rushing. Kansas City, up there in the rushing. What else? Minnesota. Hey. There you go. Number 7, up there in the rushing. Carolina. There they are at number 4. Now, that's important, but this is more important. Let's look at the attempts. Philly 6th, Carolina 3rd. Cam Newton does a lot of those rushing. Does a lot of that rushing. Minnesota. Case Keenum was definitely not Cam Newton. So there you go. These new coaches for these teams, especially the ones in the middle right there, like these guys, they could get a jump. So there could be teams to watch. Indy, if luck comes back, that's basically everything that matters there. But they were 10th. They were 10th in the league in rushing. So there you go. You got the quarterback from Oakland. They got old running backs there. Doug Martin they got there now. So this is how we work the next part. There you go. Attempts. Going down the list. There you go. We choose. That's all of them. Now we're going to do yards per carry. How good are the lines? Now, who are these two guys at number 1? New Orleans and Kansas City at number 1. Now, yeah, sure. You gotta like them. They both have good lines. They both, The running backs last year, I mean, both had good rookie running backs. I mean, you're getting big chunk yards from that. I mean, Mark Ingram, Kareem Hunt, both, Kamara. Look at all these guys. So the yards per carry, that's to tell you how good the lines are. And look at the guys up there. Minnesota, not that good though. They had to run the ball a lot to get to 7th, which made their yards per carry a little lower. And Buffalo, they tried to run the ball a lot, and they got above 4 yards. So as you can see, these are the teams that run the ball a lot and get a lot of yards. Except for New Orleans, they did not need to run the ball that much. Hence, there's your 4.7 yards per carry. TDs, now there's a big thing to look at. Look at TDs here. Jacksonville, number 1. Dallas, number 2. Philly not up there in the TD count, which, I mean, who's going to run the ball there anyway? Jai's going to be the main guy. But they got Clement there, too, and, they got rid of Blunt. Blunt was a big part of that. Is Jai going to be the guy? Is he going to be, 300 carries? Who knows? If he is, they still throw the ball a lot at the goal line. Carolina, Cam Newton's good for, they had 15. How many did Cam Newton have? New Orleans, Kamara, and Ingram. Minnesota, Buffalo. Minnesota, right? They do run the ball when they get in there. The Rams, Gurley, Kansas City, New England, Baltimore. Look at that down there. Tennessee looking to run the ball in the end zone. Now here are the notes that I put. You can screenshot this and make these bigger if you want. But there's notes at the end of these. And good line. Go through a couple of them for you. These guys have a good line. They brought in a free agent fullback. Good for them. Picking up offensive line early. There you go. Tennessee has a great line. Henry and Lewis. Who's going to be the man there? Who knows? But this is basically how it works, with me at least. But this is, if you think it's interesting, let me know. If you think there's a problem with what I'm doing, let me know that. Because I see this shit online all the time. All these crazy people go, this yards per carry in this part. I mean, all right. I mean, that's getting a little too into the minutia of the nonsense. But there you go. That's pretty basic for you. And that's just rushing. Now you can look at some of these and say, hey, there's some guys in here. I can see just from this that there's some guys to look at. Just from this. So keep your, that's where you start. Find your, looking at guys for sleepers for late rounds. Indianapolis. Yeah, Indy. Coming from a team that ran the shit out of the ball. 6th most. They got rid of Gore, finally. Yeah, the line does need help, but they went offensive lineman, first, second rounds. It's just who's going to be the guy over there, Mack or Hines, or somebody else, free agency. That's just one. I see like 2 or 3 on here. But, hey, look at it. Tell me what you see. Leave a comment below. So I've been talking to a few people this week, and I'm getting this feeling that if you don't get one of the top 3 or 4 running backs, that a lot of people think that you're not going to be able to have a good running game.
Crock of shit.
You're not going to be able to draft. I mean, okay, there's 3 or 4 guys that are supposed to be. Remember, they're supposed to be. Remember David Johnson last year? Are supposed to be. Like, okay, you have these guys. That's like 1.5 running backs having them. The Gurleys, the Bells, But, if I don't get one of these guys, then I'm probably going to have to grab 2 running backs in the first round and the second round. Or, trade down, grab a bunch. I'm like, you're overthinking this, way out of proportion, I think. I don't know. Has anybody else heard this at all? If so, leave a comment. Let me know, because I just don't get that. I mean, it's the same every year. There's going to be guys that jump up. There's going to be guys that jump down. There's going to be guys that do the same thing they're supposed to do. There's rookies that are going to pop out of somewhere. There's guys that get injured. There's a whole bunch of shit. It's a long season. But I don't understand that people think if they don't get one of these to have one of these top guys. People are talking about trading up to get these guys. I have the 4th pick. I might get one of them. I don't know. Who do you guys think I'm going to get at the 4th pick? Leave a comment below, because it looks like it's gonna be Gurley in some order. Gurley, Bell, Elliott, Brown. Brown's gonna be in there. Maybe Johnson. So I'm gonna have my pick of one of those guys. I have no clue who these people are gonna pick. I'm looking through my my book, and of the top 20 guys that they have in this book is second-year guy Hunt, another second-year guy Kamara. Dalvin Cook, another second-year guy. Joe Mixon, second-year guy. McCaffrey. Saquon Barkley, first-year guy. Rashad Penny, first-year guy. Come on, there's tons of running backs out there, and some of these guys are going to pop. If you want to get a running back, grab all the rookies. One of them will pop. If you get your guy early, you can just. If you get one of the main guys early, you can just grab all the rookies in your draft and just wait. One of them's going to pop. Guaranteed. But that's it. That's it for that. I thought that was weird that people thought that. I don't know. Let me know if anybody else is thinking about that. But that's it for this part. So don't forget about all that good stuff. Comment on anything you liked. This week's shout-out goes to Lombardi's Draft Talk. It's a Facebook page. They're pretty good. A lot of football on there. I can get caught up in there for a good 45 minutes if I'm really, really into it. Over an hour. I've done that. But they're good guys. Interesting stuff. People are putting their drafts up there already. Craziness. They're drafting already. So that's it for this show. Tomorrow's show is going to be about the passing stats. We're gonna go through the same thing. I'll show you how I do the passing stats. And my rant tomorrow is going to be about an NFL quarterback who's probably going to be maybe a top 10 guy who did something fucking amazing. I saw this and I was like, get the fuck out of here. So we'll get into that tomorrow. That's it. I hope you enjoyed the show. God bless. See you guys tomorrow. Unbelievable when you see this.
It's unfriggin' believable.
Hey, thank you for listening. Don't forget to follow TalkMan Radio on Facebook and Twitter, and kill that like button and subscribe to my channel. And don't forget, everyone's team sucks but mine.